Well, greetings one and all, and welcome to another video with your host Andrew. What I thought we would do today is review this pen in a slightly different style, and it's such a beautiful week. The weather's fantastic, and I thought what better place to go and review this pen, which is the Maiora Mitho, in the New Forest in Hampshire, England. So, welcome to some nature. I hope the audio is going to be fine today. I haven't done a lot of outside recording with this microphone, so let's hope that the wind isn't going to be too obtrusive. Anyway, without further ado, let's roll the titles and crack on with this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Maiora Mitho. What a pen. Okay, so a few things before we start the actual meat and bones of this video. Okay, so a few months back, I got in contact with Atlas Stationers, which were at the time was doing a takeover day with Yaffa Brands of America, and Yaffa is one of the distributors for Maiora and Nettuno in America, and they just so happened to have this really beautiful pen in their display case. So I thought, is that for sale? Brendan said, yep. How much? I was like, okay, I'll take that then. I won't say how much I paid for this pen, but I paid less than what it was because of the discounts which they were doing on their promotional day. So I ended up with a pen which is just absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, it really is. And a lot of that is thanks to Alicia. As you know, she is a great supporter of my channel and a great supporter of a friend. So thank you. And I have got a little bit of a surprise coming up later on, which I'm doing in collaboration with Alicia. So do check out that video when it comes out. Also, Alicia has done a initial thoughts review on this pen, as well as a writing sample, and her handwriting is much better than mine. So just go and watch her video if you'd like, and again, link in the description below. Okay, so the Maiora Mitho. This basically is a homage to the Delta Dolce Vita. You can't get away from that, and it really is absolutely sublime for that. Words can't really begin to express how beautiful this pen really truly is. And I'm just going to slowly spin it in the light, and as you can see outside here in this beautiful sunlight in the New Forest, it sings, it absolutely sings. And I think this really is a fantastic homage to that sort of Delta era, which unfortunately is no longer. So Nino, thank you so much for producing this pen. It really is just superb. Right, apologies, you know, that if I'm gushing over this pen, but it's just stunning, absolutely stunning. Right, let's go over the parts of this pen. We'll then do a writing sample, we'll then do a size comparison, and then my final thoughts and feelings. So as usual, even, still quite early in the morning, as usual, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from the top of the pen, work my way down to the bottom. Okay, so starting from the top, we've got really lovely conical top here. It's just absolutely stylish. It's not over pronunciated, it's just right. And I think this really just looks superb in combination with this fantastic ring clip. Italian style roller clip, ring clip, and this is really sort of doubled up for two things. One, aesthetically it looks incredible, and secondly, because it's not indented into the actual cap, it means that it's easier to slightly manufacture, I believe. As you don't have to worry about internals, which can then lead on to things like pens drying out. So this pen hasn't dried out, by the way. It's beautiful, absolutely fantastic. On the back we've got Maiora Italy. Down at the bottom, now this is the interesting thing, it says Origine, which is basically Italian for orange, and that's not the name of this pen, it's the Origine. So during the production of this artist proof, they didn't write the right name on it. So sort of like the penny black, it is a bit of a mistype, And the penny black, for those of you who don't know, it's a postage stamp, and it's very rare because there was like a certain amount of them, which I think might have been printed in reverse or something like that, and it makes it incredibly valuable. So maybe this will have the same effect down the line, who knows. Either way, I'm not selling this pen because it's just fantastic. Bit of a spoiler alert, twice now. Can't really stop gushing about this pen, sorry. 2 silver rings, centre silver ring, sterling silver, fantastic. It's got this lovely, lovely relief on the actual sterling silver. That's because it's done as a casting, and it just looks absolutely sublime with it sort of sandwiched between those 2 silver rings with a little black to separate it. Then we've got a little bit more black down at the bottom, and then it takes us down onto the main body. And oh boy, this orange just comes to life outside. It really just shows off the depth of this orange material. And having only recently got into collecting fountain pens in the last year and a half, I have to say that I wish I could have got into the Delta sort of bandwagon earlier on, but it wasn't to be because I didn't know about them, as I wasn't into fountain pens about a year and a half ago. So there we go. Oh, pardon me. Okay, then we've got a blind cap with a slight silver ring, which is basically part of the actual threading mechanism. And this is a really practical sort of blind cap piston fitting style. I've used this actually predominantly to fill my pen. I don't know why, because on my other pens, which I've had from both Maiora and Leonardo, I've not really utilised it, but on this pen I have. Not sure why. Maybe it's just more satisfying to me on this pen. I have no idea. Underneath the actual engine of the pen, which is I guess the cap, we have got a stainless steel nib. We've got a plastic feed on the bottom, straight section, absolutely fantastic to hold. It's very straight. It's much straighter than other pens which I've been used to. For some people that may bother them, but for me it's not. I've used this pen quite extensively over the last month or so. And we've also got some plastic threads which are very, very shallow. Very, very nice. Okay, underneath the actual barrel we have got a standard cartridge converter. Now it's also worth noting that this pen does come in 2 different variants. You can get it as a cartridge converter and as a piston turning pen, and that one also comes with an 18 karat gold nib. Having said that, I really love the steel nibs on these pens, and I feel that maybe paying a premium for that is entirely up to you, but for myself, stainless steel is all the way here, unless the nib is particularly bouncy. Then sometimes I'm swayed to gold. Okay, also underneath the actual barrel on that cartridge converter, we have got some branding. Very nice. Lovely to see these metal sections for the piston turning knob. Very nice. It just gives the pen a little bit more style, and it's also quite practical as well. I feel that actually turning with these, it's fantastic. And as you can see, we've got the ink sloshing around in there as well. This, interestingly, doesn't pull in. It's a screw one, like on the previous pens, both from Maiora and from Leonardo. So very nice indeed. Right, let's get this all capped up. And then I'm just going to give you one final twirl of the pen. Like so, just so you can really appreciate that beautiful, beautiful material. Fantastic, it's very mesmerising. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to do my writing sample from home today, just because actually trying to write outside is going to be a little bit tricky to film. I do apologise. I might well see if I can get myself a collapsible table and do more reviews outside, because I have to say it's really quite nice actually reviewing outside. I hope this actually translates well in video editing. Obviously I don't know at this moment, but you will by the time this video comes out. So let's now move over to the writing section, and I shall see you in a bit. Well, greetings one and all, and welcome back home. I will be going back to the New Forest very shortly to continue the rest of this video, but let's write out the name of the pen first. So this is the Maiora Mitho. And this is the Origine model. I'm not entirely sure how you spell it in Italian, I'm afraid, so I'm going to have to write it. Origin. There we go. and it's a fine stainless steel nib. Fine Joe. And as you can see, as I'm writing with this pen, it is incredibly, incredibly fine. It really is absolutely fine. I love it. Love it to bits. Okay, so I believe this is Sailor Ink Studio 280 in here. Apologies if I'm wrong, but I think that's what we're Sailor 280. Yeah, I think this is what we've got. Sailor. Oh. There we go. Whoopsie daisy. Sailor Ink Studio 280. Okay, let's just adjust the tripod a little bit and then we'll write out the quick pen forks. Now the paper we're using today is a Yush paper, and it's really showing off this ink absolutely fantastically. So and as you can see, we've got an extremely fine nib here. Even for Italian standards, this is very, very fine. Right, okay, let's see how wet this pen is. Now we have got quite a dry ink in here, but it's reasonably wet. We'll do a couple of fan passes. Yeah, it's not much difference. So fairly dry with the ink, but that's more to do with the ink. I have used it with wetter pens, and actually, to be quite honest, for a fine nib, I think this is really well tuned. Okay, will it reverse right? Yep. It will reverse right, and it's very fine indeed. Almost like a triple extra fine there. Any line variation? Not really. What you will get is a little bit of darker ink as indicated here. But let's just do a couple of figure eights. So a mild bit of expression, but nothing really to write home about. Okay, so really smooth, very little feedback with this nib. Just an absolute dream to write with, really is. I haven't had the same issues which I've had with my previous Maiora, in which it doesn't dry out. I've left this purposely for about a week, and it's picked up just absolutely fantastically. Works great with both print and cursive. So no matter what your sort of writing style is, this pen is really going to work very well for you. Okay, right, we're now going to go back to the New Forest and we're going to have a quick size comparison, and then I'll give you my final thoughts and feelings. Okay, apologies about the hand holding of this, but I don't have a table to put this on, and unfortunately my tripod doesn't have the ability to sort of go down that low. So I'm having to handhold this. I will put some extra stabilisation on here when I get home. But as you can see, all these pens, which I've got laid out, with the exception of the Pelikan M600 on the left, are fairly similar in length. Now, if I sort of go in a little bit, there we go, you can see that the, well, let's get the straps out of the way. You can see that the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande is slightly slimmer than that of the Mitho. Both are absolutely striking pens, and then I'd guess, you know, the closest comparison would be to the Santini between the Mitho in terms of size. So that is the pens as they are capped. Now let's get them uncapped. Okay, apologies that this isn't going to be necessarily the most accurate look, but the Santini and the Maiora Mitho are pretty similar in terms of specifications of size and dimensions. The only exception being that the Santini does come with an 18 karat gold nib, whereas the Mitho comes with a stainless steel nib. Okay, and that's the size comparisons. Now let's move on to my final thoughts and feelings. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so what are my final thoughts and feelings on this pen? Well, I will give you my pros, my cons. I will give you who's it for and who's it not for sort of approach. Okay, what do I like about this and what do I not like about it? I love everything about it. There is not one single thing about this pen I dislike. And it's not often that I'll say that. Yes, of course, you know, the sort of the branding on the back and the naming is slightly incorrect, but to be honest, I don't care about that. I just think it's absolutely unique and it's just absolutely fantastic. The orange material just is an absolute delight to look at, and it's just such a happy pen. Despite the fact that it's got some of like that business appeal, it really just shows that fantastic sort of Delta DNA in this pen. And Nino, you really have outdone yourself on this pen. It's just absolutely superb. Now, who is the pen for and now who is it not for? This pen is definitely a large pen, okay? And being a large pen, it's not going to be for everybody. Now, having said that, if you have got arthritis in your hand or you have got particularly large hands, you're going to find this pen particularly comfortable. And whilst the pen does post, it does make it relatively long and a little bit back weighted, especially with the fact that the cap has got some sterling silver in there. It's not uncomfortable, but I won't want to actually use this for a prolonged period of time. Still, I appreciate the fact that you can post the pen because I do know that there are people which just like doing that. I don't actually have a breast pocket today, but you can actually quite easily, ooh, I say that, that's not going to do on this shirt pocket, unfortunately. But I have used this on my work pockets, and with slightly thinner material, it's not too bad. The clip isn't too stiff. There's definitely some play in there, but I won't want to overflex it. Now, let's just really talk about the pen in a little bit more depth, because this sterling silver band really is just absolutely sublime. I love the 3D effect on the actual, I guess, the casting of the pen. And I think over time, this is just going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, if you don't like patina on a pen, those grooves may be potentially an issue for you. But to be honest, I think you're going to just love this pen. It is absolutely fantastic. And for around about the £200 region, I think this presents really excellent value for money. Now, yes, of course, you can get gold nibbed fountain pens from the likes of Pilots, Sailor, for about £40 cheaper than this. But what you do get with this is a really oversized pen, fantastic hand finishing on it, and I think this is a really good sign for how Maiora as a company is going forwards. If they can keep this level of quality up on their pens, I think they're going to be one of the big hitters again in the future. I really do. That's really all I have to say about the pen today. I will leave you now with some footage of the New Forest. And until then, or until next week I should say, stay safe, goodbye, and see you soon.